the 80s was a period where there was such an extraordinary amount of reinvention, an enormous explosion in media, particularly lifestyle media. Media began to change at the end of the 80s, beginning of the 90s, where mainstream newspapers, national newspapers, wanted a bit of this world. And suddenly the newspaper editors realised that if they put these people on the cover of their newspapers, they'd sell more. It's not rocket science. So there was a period where particularly tabloid newspapers would encourage readers to phone in if they'd gone to school with a pop star, worked with a pop star, slept with a pop star, etc., etc., etc. There are lots of people in our industry who are running around like headless chickens saying the world's over. But it's not over, it's just a revolution. We've had a digital revolution and there will be winners and losers. I would have probably moved on in the last 5 years if the digital challenge hadn't presented itself, because it is a huge challenge. I mean, it's a different world now. Our world is a different world to what it was 5 or 6 years ago. It's principally about frequency. I think that if you're in the daily business, your world is gradually grinding to a halt. I mean, the idea that my teenage daughters are going to wake up in a couple of years' time and think what's missing from their lives is a hard copy of The Guardian, it's not going to happen. In the weekly market, if you own a particular sector, if you're the Economist or the New Scientist or the Statesman or something like that, then you're doing very well. But all the women's weeklies have been eaten in one gulp by the Mail Online. And in our market, it's feast or famine. And if you're lucky enough or good enough to be one of the top 3 brands in your sector, you're probably doing really well. But if you're not, it's tough. It's a really tough market out there. This industry is changing. And it's changing in ways that none of us really understand. But the important thing is, if you speak to people who work for Apple and Google and Snapchat and Instagram, they don't know either. They really don't. I mean, they might have more sort of contemporary products. They might be developing all these fantastic means of distribution, but they don't know where it's going. But the important thing for us is that we have content. We always have great content, and the important thing for us is to ring fence that content and make sure people pay money for it.